All right. Good evening, everyone. David DeHaas here with Living Waters. And as promised, I'm going to share with you tonight on this broadcast 24 steps to increasing your immune system. Most people right now are in lockdown mode, so I thought it would be very valuable in the interest of serving the public to give you guys some tools to put in your wellness toolbox. And basically, at the end of this, I want you to walk away with knowing and understanding that you have the innate ability to heal, and it's all about boosting your immune system. So, most of us don't know how to repair a car, but if you knew that you're going on a 3,000-mile journey and you're in the middle of the Sahara Desert and you're worried about your car breaking down, that would have a lot of angst. And that's kind of the way it is right now with our body internally. We have a lot of angst, a lot of fear because we don't know what this virus means. We don't know, how it affects us. It's just kind of like this unknown for most people, unless you've got some medical background or some background about how the immune system works, then you're going to have a lot of fear. I can totally understand that. Years ago, I was feared up about having cancer. Eventually, I did get cancer. But in the meantime, when I started thinking about it, I thought, I need to figure out if I do get cancer, what's going to be my steps. I didn't want to follow the traditional road. And of course, eventually I did find out I had cancer. By then, I had been very confident about what I would do. Fortunately, I had been able to meet the right healers, the right time in my life. I was open, willing, and ready to receive the information. And when they say, if the student's ready, the teacher will appear. So I hope you're ready. I hope you're willing. I'm here to share with you what I know. And my experience has been basically, my journey. And we've now been helping others like yourself heal, boost their immune systems for quite a long time now. Living Waters by itself has been open for 12 years. I've been in the nutritional arena since about 1991, 92, I think. So I've been studying about the body and the immune system for quite some time. So we're all sitting around and we're thinking, okay, we're huddled in. What should we do? And I hope this is not you. I hope you're not drinking a beer or a soda and sucking down on pizza, because that's the wrong thing to be doing to boost your immune system. So we're going to talk about in detail and give you all the steps, 24 steps, probably plus. I've added a few things in tonight just to add to it. So when it really comes down to it, you need to let food be thy medicine. I was just in Costco the other day, and I saw this basket here on the left in front of me. And I hope you can see that. But basically, it's all processed, boxed up food. It's not really food at all. You've got some dairy creamer here. You've got a lot of bread. I don't know why people in this time are freaking out about bread. They can make bread every day. There's, we're not running out of wheat. We're not running out of the grains. But anyway, we got some cheese those here, and we got so forth. But what we really want is what on the right. This is some organic broccoli, some organic yams, and so forth. So you want wholesome, organic, nutritious food to boost your immune system. So things to stay away from. And I get it. You're stressed. You're going to probably react to going out and compulsively eating some things which you do under stress. We'll talk about that for a moment. Are you eating foods with sugar? Are you drinking soda, cereals, mochas? Mochas are loaded with sugar. Are you constipated? That's another thing that's going to bring your immune system down. Are you a negative thinker? Are you thinking always, oh my God, right now you're under stress. Am I going to have a job? Am I not going to have a job? I'm going to be able to pay the rent. Those are stress events. We're talking about that more later as well. Are you eating microwave food? Stop it. Get rid of the microwave. One of the most dangerous tools in the kitchen is the microwave. It literally poisons, makes your food basically poison. That's what it does. So you're eating toxic food if you eat microwave food. Processed packaged food, of course, that's not going to boost your immune system. And of course, let's talk about stress as well. So are you on any meds? If you're on a lot of meds, remember, who's dying from this disease? People who are immune compromised. And it's usually elderly people. What are a lot of elderly people on? They're on meds, a lot of meds, many of them. How many rounds of antibiotics have you had in your lifetime? A lot of the patients that come in here to Living Waters, as I'm going through their intake form, those with the worst gut issues have been, I've had people who were some people grown up for 10 straight years were on constant antibiotics, either because of gut issues or they had acne. And so the doctor says, well, let's give you antibiotics because that'll stop the acne. It really doesn't. So those are things to take, because that destroys your microbiome. And it's important to have that microbiome, which weighs about 5 pounds, by the way, it's in your gut. You need to have it healthy. We'll talk about how to make it healthy here in a minute. How many symptoms of disease are you already dealing with? You know, if you are dealing with a lot of different symptoms, you're on that high spectrum list of being more affected by any virus, not just corona, any virus, bug, or flu out there. So we'll talk about how to switch that around quickly. What is the parasite load in your body? We're going to go through parasites. Do you live in a very polluted area? You know, I got a lot of people here. We're in Boise, Idaho, Treasure Valley, farming community. And a lot of my sickest patients live out in the country. You'd think they would have the freshest air. No. What are the farmers spraying with? A lot of glyphosate, a lot of pesticides. In the summer here along the Boise River, if you live along the Boise River, I'm sorry, but you're in a very toxic swath because they'll come through and spray for those mosquitoes. And it's making people worse. So are you not taking supplements? Are you not taking vitamins and minerals? We're going to talk about how we restore ourselves to health. Vitamins and minerals from the foods we eat and the nutritional supplements we take is very, very critical. We talked about antibiotics. Antibiotics cannot stop a virus. They cannot do that. They're only for a bacteria. So we don't want to use antibiotics this time because it's just going to wreak havoc with your already probably compromised gut anyway. We're going to talk about probiotics and prebiotics in a moment. So just some of the things, the foods that you can be doing right now at this time. Lemon ginger. Lemon ginger, I start out with a whole lemon. And when you first start on this, I'd probably start with 1/2 inch of ginger. And then I would put it in here, and you might want to add some blackstrap molasses, maybe a tinge, you know, because it's going to be a little bit, for some of you, you're not going to like it. It's going to be pretty tart. But it's very good for the lungs. And of course, this virus that's hitting us right now is a lung issue. Let's get the mucus out of the lungs. All right. So we're going to talk about all the ways to do that. And of course, it boosts immunity. It helps move the toxins out of the body. It helps improve your digestion. And one of the things it really does is helps you hydrate. It's really going to help you flush. So if you're drinking some lemon ginger every day, you may notice you're going to start going to the bathroom a little bit more initially. So definitely, and that brings up the next thing. I don't have a slide for that, but water. What is your water intake? Really, really important. That's one of the things that I deal with. I've always struggled with water, but I always got one of these. This helps me measure how much water I have. This is a 32-ounce glass, formerly a juice glass. I just repurposed these. And I drink out of glass. I do not drink out of stainless steel. I do not drink out of aluminum. I do not drink out of plastic. Look at you guys walking around these stainless steel cups. The problem is that's bleaching off a heavy metal called nickel. Here's the problem with all of these devices that, you know, pots and pans and these devices drinking out, they're called stainless steel. They are allowed by law to make it with 49% nickel and still call it stainless steel. But nickel is not a great metal for the body. So be aware. I would look at changing my drinking vessel. Garlic. Garlic's an amazing natural food to have. Garlic has allicin, which is a potent antioxidant. It's antimicrobial, antiviral, antifungal. It also helps with high blood pressure. So this is a great plant. What I would start you out with is just take a clove. I would start out with 1/2 one initially, and then work up to a full clove. And just I smash it. Is what I do. I break apart from the cluster, and I take a knife and I just smash it flat. That's going to break off the outer casing. Then I just chop it up, and I will either do it straight or I'll put it in some applesauce or something just to put it down, or a little bit of bread, whatever you want to do. Like I say, if you just swallow it down like you're taking a pill, that works great. So that's, and of course, you know, garlic is going to boost up your immune system as well. So be on that. Cayenne pepper. Oh my gosh, cayenne pepper is such an amazing, amazing plant as well. Here's how I suggest you take it, especially if you get a sore throat. What I like to do is take a 1/4 teaspoon. If I have it in capsules, I will then take it and pop it in some either some organic apple juice or water. Probably when you first start out, you're not used to this. You might probably want a little juice. Doesn't matter what type of juice, organic preferably. And then just drink it down. And if you got a sore throat, you do it every 2 hours. I find over the years that we have did this in our family. Usually if you do it every 2 hours, coupled with taking your other immune boosting antioxidants, for example, doses of vitamin C, your other echinacea, golden seal, and those things, you alternate. Cayenne can literally knock out any sore throat that you have. So those are some of the symptoms people have under this virus. So It may help with metabolism, may lower blood pressure, aids in digestion, and it may help improve psoriasis. Again, cayenne pepper is amazing. Another little side note that I learned years ago, if you're ever way out in the woods, carry it with you in bulk. If you cut yourself, this is a great way to stop a wound from bleeding, and use a butterfly bandage, and it is awesome. So let's talk about next one. Where am I at here? Click, I lost my track. Where we go here? Cayenne. Apple cider vinegar. So apple cider vinegar is another thing that you can take. Get organic. Bragg's was the guy that literally led the nation back in the 20s and 30s with bringing out apple cider vinegar. You want it with what they call the mother in it. It's antimicrobial. It has antioxidant benefits. It's a natural prebiotic. It supports a healthy, help you maintain normal glucose levels. It contains probiotics for a healthy gut. So if you eat meat, one thing I ask you, it doesn't matter if you're meat, vegan, vegetarian, look at what we teach here on our Cleanse at Living Waters is we teach eat right for your blood type. But if you're going to eat meat or anything, vegetables as well, do it organically, okay? And chew. Make sure you're chewing everything till it's juice. If you're eating things really, really fast, you're not getting the nutritional value. You're putting a stressor on your system, and that's not good. Cookware. No to aluminum. No to Teflon, especially no to Teflon. Those non-stick pans, they're leaching, just putting toxins right into your food. And I say no to stainless steel as well, and because of the nickel issue. So yes to glass. What we use is baked enamel Le Creuset pans, and there's others like them on the market. Don't get the cheap ones because if they crack off and split, you don't want that enamel in your body. So they're more expensive, but you can find them on sale, and they're very reasonable. They'll last you a lifetime. Cast iron's fine as well. We at home, we find certain foods we don't want to cook in cast iron because there is some iron coming off, but it's not that harmful for you. I mean, if you've got a lot of it, of course it would be, but look at, it's better than aluminum. It's better than those nonstick pans. Literally, those nonstick pans are horrible, horrible. Stress kills. Stress causes the colon to shut down. So literally what happens, and we're going to show you in a slide here in a bit, but literally that's why people get constipated. We take and store our stuff in our gut. Your gut is your second brain. That causes the colon to shut down. So it's really important to understand that how your colon rolls is how you roll. And 85% of your immune system is in your colon. The microbiome system is amazing. Literally in the last 15 years is when all of the information on the gut has came to the forefront. But yet there's a guy back in the 50s and 60s who knew how important the gut was, a guy named Dr. Bernard Jensen. I'll talk about him near the end of this broadcast, but got some great healing stories to share with you. So stay with us. I got some amazing stories, guys, regarding healing the gut to improve immune function. And we're going to talk about stress. So the other thing that stress does is it creates a chemical reaction in your body. And if you've got a lot of stress, a lot of worry, that's going to produce those chemicals in your body, and it's going to lower your immune system as well. We're going to talk about how to reverse that here in a moment. Pesticides. Right now it's spraying. People started getting out in the yard. What are they doing? They're spraying their dandelions. They are, putting all this stuff on their crops, and something you don't want to be around. So don't drink out of plastic bottles or aluminum cans like I mentioned earlier. Sleep, really, really important to get rest. I used to think I could go, just as hard as I can and get as little sleep, but really that really messed up and hurt my adrenals. And that takes a long time to recover from adrenal function. We do have a tool here and part of our process on the healing retreat, which by the way, I'll give you the link to this, but before you get done tonight, definitely write this down. Go to healingtheincurables.com. I got a great webinar that goes into great detail on how we completely heal the body. So no matter what state you're in, that webinar is going to go to a deeper detail than what I'm sharing with you here tonight. So sleep is very important to get. Vitamins and minerals. Now I want to really get into this because a lot of people overlook this. Most people that are in the natural arena think they can get it all from foods. I declare to you that, if you're eating foods from U.S. soils, even if they're organic, the amount of vitamin mineral uptake is a lot lower than it used to be 50, 60 years ago, a lot lower. So the problem is we're not getting the amount of nutrition and antioxidants and vitamins and minerals that we need. So we got to take it from an outside store. So I've been, since 1992, I went on a product called Life Back. And literally, I credit with saving my life long enough to keep me functioning so I can figure out the rest of the pieces of healing. And I'm also going to give you a link here in a moment for any of these products I'm sharing with you tonight. I'm going to share with you that you can set up a wholesale account to get some of these products. So I'll give you that link in a moment here. So just be prepared to write that down. So, but anyway, so these have got about 40 antioxidants. They're a blend that are very potent. They've been clinically tested on human beings. And I can tell you, if I don't take it, I notice it. Which is, just an amazing product. We actually have a machine here that measures how well your antioxidants are, so how much you're absorbing your vitamins and minerals. That tool is this little tool right here. It takes you about 2 minutes. So if you're watching this and you're in Boise, Idaho, give us a call and come in. I'll give you a free antioxidant scan, and you just got to reference that where you saw this at. So just tell us where you saw it, when you saw it, and we'll give you a free antioxidant scan. It's a $25 value. So it's really important to have that measurement. We didn't used to have this tool. So everyone was taking their antioxidants blind. Like, I don't know if it works. I mean, the bottle looks like a purple color. I like the purple color. Maybe that's the one to take. Oh, it's low price. I want the low price one. But we became, what's really important to understand is that you can have immediate feedback on no matter what you're taking immediately and get that number. Here's a gal that just came through our 10-day cleanse. She was down here in the green. I don't know if you can see this or not very well. I hope you can. But she boosted her function up quite a bit. So she was pretty happy. So another thing to understand that you can take. So this is regarding the things they discovered here regarding COVID-19. Now I've taken this. I credit Greg Braden for putting this out here. He just put this out a few days ago. But I knew this to be true. I've been on the Rishi Max product for a long time, and he recites this study, and he says Rishi components directly bind to the viruses. That's important to understand. So it's binding to the viruses, interfering with the process in which viruses attack to and enter healthy body cells in order to create an infection. So it literally stops that. So Reishi, what this Chinese knew for years is that Reishi mushroom was great for healing cancer. What we came to find out, what Pharmanex came to find out about 20-some years ago, was that it wasn't just the whole mushroom. So there's a lot of people selling mushrooms out there, but what you got to understand, it's not the mushroom itself. It's the little tiny spore within the mushroom. And when they figured out, they cracked the spore. That's what basically boosts your T cells and NK cells, your killer cells. So these things basically are kind of lounging around waiting for action. It's kind of like they're the big planes ready for war. They got to be shook up, woken up. And so what happens when you have a cracked spore, it turns on those NK and T cells. It sees this, and like it says here, it attaches. So this is pretty cool to have this research confirmed. Other preventative things you can do for this virus is up the doses of vitamin C. And what he showed last night was that ascorbate based and 2,000 to 3,000 milligrams per day. So what I know to be true about vitamin C, whether it's ester C or acerola and so forth, what I have found to be true, it's a very good antioxidant. It's not the most powerful, but it's very, 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 very good. And not the only one that you need. But vitamin C for these times is if you could actually take it up, load up as much until you get very loose stools and then just back off. So if you get sick, I would raise it up even past the 2,000 to 3,000 milligrams per day. Zinc, most effective forms, zinc acetate and zinc glutamate and zinc glutamate glycine. So those are things to consider. So here's the Reishi Max. This is cracked spore from the red Reishi mushroom, which they found to be most effective. This product is not inexpensive, but I'm going to give you a chance to get it wholesale, which wholesale for a bottle right now is about $72, $75. I can tell you over the years, just some kind of anecdotal, remarks from clients. one guy traveled all over the world in planes all the time. And every time he traveled internationally, he went to Asia a lot, he'd get sick because of, the stress of the planes and going there, eating different foods. He'd get sick. He went on Reishi, and for the next 8 years on Reishi, he never got sick. I had a missionary here in Boise, and he'd go to China at least 3 to 4 times a year and do missionary work. And every time he says, David, I get so sick. I come back, it's hard to do my business. And I says, look, I'm going to put you on Reishi. I'm going to put you on the Life Pack. So the next time, he stays in really bad hotels. So he really in bad areas. So he said, so he did the next trip. He loaded up, he started taking the Reishi beforehand, went there, stayed in the same types of motels, ate the same bad food, didn't get sick. So anyway, Reishi, we love it. PharmaNex right now, via Nu Skin, is giving some great promotions right now. And this is 3 products that, by the way, when you if you contact us, we'll send this information out, more detailed information. But another powerful immune booster that we have been using for years since I had cancer, Tea Green 97. So Tea Green is the extract out of young green tea leaves. What you need to understand about green tea is most of it in the world is polluted. Here's why. Most farmers can get 3 harvests per year, but they need to spray pesticides because bugs, for some crazy reason, love green tea. So PharmaNex discovered that they would take the youngest leaves and the spring harvest, and then they would extract the catechins out of the green tea plant. Catechins are the powerful antioxidant. So by doing that, they take out the caffeine, and in a capsule of green tea is equivalent of 7 cups of green tea. So you don't have to drink green tea. This is actually a capsule that you take. In cancer studies, they found that up to 1,200 milligrams per day helped with breast cancer. So we're not making a claim that cures breast cancer. We're just saying that that's what the study showed. But I can just tell you personally, I never forget to take that product as well. G3 is a superfruit juice. It's got 4 powerful fruits. G3 it's got gac, sealy fruit, Siberian pineapple, and Chinese lyceum. Gac fruit is a really interesting fruit, very, very high in carotenoid antioxidants. So for those of you here that don't understand what an antioxidant is, I'm going to try to explain it the best I can. Free radicals are what damage the body. They're what can create cancer cells. They are what can create cholesterol become sticky in the body. So if I'm just going to give you an example. Let's just say I walk in the room and I'm missing an arm. Okay, I'm a free radical now. I'm missing an arm. In the body, these are atoms that are missing an electron, and what the body's looking for is a replacement atom. So if another person walks in the room with 3 arms, they can replace my arm and stabilize me. If I don't, I'm going to go to the next atom I see, and I'm going to steal an arm from that person. So I'll basically steal that electron. That's what creates rust. That's a great visual. If you see apples or bananas, you cut them open, and you see them brown, that's free radical damage. Okay. So FYI on that. So gac fruit, sealy fruit, Chinese lyceum. And what we found to be true, this is very interesting, is that the company actually can guarantee that you'll see an increase in your antioxidants in 2 months by being on this product, as well as the Life Pack and so forth. So very powerful fruit, tastes really good. It's awesome. Kids love it. So if you're having a problem getting your kids' immune system boosted up, just take a couple ounces a day. It's awesome. AIE10 Ultra. AIE10 Ultra is another supplement that is very powerful. They found that from managed organic dairy herds, that they took the whey extract, this was a product that actually could basically be the fighter guys on the ground, if you will. So you got the reishi, which is kind of the big jets that can kind of blow things up. AIE10 is another super immune booster. And so in these times, guys, you want to increase your immune system as much as you can. And so I'm just giving you, these are products and tools I've been taking for years, had great success with, and you can get them tonight wholesale. If you see this here, you can go to dhos.mynewskin.com. We will make a little override on that. That's great, Living Waters. But you'll be able to set up a wholesale account and get those at wholesale. And right now, they're having some really amazing promotions on a few products that are very important for your immune system, including one called Age Lock Youth. Amazing product. I'm not going to go into it tonight. It's also boosts your immune system. I'll do another webcast on that because it needs its own special webcast. It really does. Okay, next thing is you're going to the store, you're buying your organic vitamins or organic fruits and vegetables. It's really, really important to wash your produce. Think about this. You don't know how it's been handled. We have this virus out there that can stay on things for a few days. You don't know who's handled it. It's in these packages. You drag it into the cart. Who's touched the cart? I don't want to freak you out here, but this is just, I mean, we've been dealing with this for years, right? We don't think about these things. But we have a tool here. I'm just going to play this. Hopefully you can hear this. But we have a water purifier that you can use. It can go acidic or very alkaline to help clean up your fruits and vegetables. Now, another side trick you can do is you can take a little bit of Clorox bleach, like about it, or hydrogen peroxide, either one, and put like a quarter or half a teaspoon to like 8 cups of water. And you can let that soak in, your fruits and vegetables soak in that for a bit. Now, this little machine is an amazing water filter. I got it because I could do this. I could easily, quickly, and we sell them. They're on our website. They're on the blog site. So you can go there. You can look them over. It's made by, it's called Living Water. We don't make them, but we do represent the company that does. So here's what I do. So I've got the Living water cleaner, and I got it on high acid. Why am I doing that? Well, I'm washing veggies in this time of corona fear. Anytime it's good to wash your veggies off, right? So what's great about this, one of two ways you can go if you don't have one of these fancy things like I got right here. By the way, you can get these, we sell these Living Waters. They're about $1,900, just so you know. Okay, so you see there. So there's buttons on the machine I can press for either alkaline or I can go acidic, either one. So cool device, another way to protect yourself. Okay, heat. We're talking about heat. So this virus started in what time of year? November. Why do most people get sick in October, November, December, right? Well, because their immune system is already down and they're cold and their body's not able to react and keep them warm. So that's because of toxicity, but staying warm helps you fight off the virus. So within the next month or so, as the heat comes up, I think you're going to see a lot less cases. But first of all, how do we stay warm? How do we improve that? Okay. So I'm just going to go through a 1 degree drop in internal body temperature will decrease your fighter enzymes that keep the bugs out by over 50%. Okay. When you get cold, those guys go to sleep. So basically the bugs kind of sneak by and get into the body and create a problem. So we want to get those guys woken up, right? So we do that by heat. So that's, if you think about it, when you get sick, your body wants to create a fever, right? And that's important to allow the body to do that because it's actually turning on a thing called the heat shock protein. So heat shock protein is going to activate the NK T cells and lymphocytes. So a 1 degree increase will increase your enzyme fighters by 40%. So an investment. So we have a far infrared rich wave mat that we use here, and they're on our blog. You can go there and read more about them. But we use it. I mean, guys, this is an amazing mat. I use it just to reboot and regenerate. Just when I'm tired in the afternoon, 15, 20 minutes on that. It feels like a 3-hour work or 3-hour nap. It's amazing how quickly it reboots the body. Anyway, we want to heat up the body. So on our healing retreat, which you'll learn more about in the webinar, healingtheincurables.com, and I'll put a link in this afterwards where you can find that, we talk about that in detail. But here's the mat. It's a mat you lie on. It's got far infrared technology with amethyst crystals. Amethyst has its own healing properties. It helps improve circulation and cardiovascular function, enhances the immunity, and it produces negative ions. So this shows you here. So I think I've already talked about this. I'm going to skip this slide, but here's a picture. I hope you can see on the screen. This is a person, you can't see a picture of their legs very well, but check this out. In 2 weeks after using the biomat, now we got a picture here on the right of their legs. That's because of the improved immune function, because of the far infrared, the way this technology works, going through the amethyst and tourmaline stone. So these mats have been FDA approved. They've been around for, I think, 20-some years. There's now some knockoffs. The knockoffs, I can tell you guys, do not work anything like this. You'll see some knockoffs that are really cheap out there. They do not even come close. I've had people come in here, had knockoffs, and they immediately bought a biomat. So blood purification. So you see here, just in 30 minutes, the blood's kind of sticky when it first starts, but in 30 minutes, now we got blood carrying more oxygen. That's why you notice more energy when you get done. mentioned what boosts the immune system. We talked about that. So one of the things we want to do in healing is we want to get the vitamins and minerals, those antioxidant vitamins and minerals, to the cells, okay? So negative ions play a role in this. Negative ions, you probably had a taste of those when it rains, the air gets freshened up and so forth. You kind of smell them in the air. Well, this mat actually produces those, even when it's in the non-heat position, when it's just on. So what ions do, so once the body gets the vitamins and minerals into the gut drops them into the bloodstream, and the bloodstream takes them to the cells. Now at the cell door, someone's got to open up that cell door. Negative ions literally help you do that. So that helps you get nutrition in, impurities out, okay? Far infrared sauna is another tool that we use in our healing retreat. Far infrared light waves kill cancer cells. They help expel toxicity through your skin. Get this is amazing. So you may have been in a steam sauna or a hot sauna. Far infrared is far different, far superior. Here's why. In a far infrared sauna, 20% of the sweat that comes off of your skin is toxic matter. In a steam or hot sauna, 2%. It burns 350 calories in a half hour. The temperature is a lot lower than a steam or hot sauna. Those saunas run about 150 to 200 degrees. Hard to stay in those very long. This sauna, we usually keep it right around 120 to 140 max. You can go higher if you want. You don't have to. It's going to have the same benefits, but a lot easier to stay in for a half hour. Essential oils. So here's another great tool, essential oils, and there's probably more people out there, better experts on me than essential oils, but this one I know to be true. Tea tree is something that can kill this. Frankincense is another great one. Thieves helps protect the body. Oil of oregano. Now, here's how you want to use oil of oregano. You want to put it in some juice, and you want 1 drop, just 1. I don't care for the taste of it. If you get it against your lip or tongue, it's kind of hot. Now, it doesn't last very long. But 2 ounces, 3 ounces of juice, 1 drop. Chug it back every couple of hours. So if you get affected with this, it's acting like an antibiotic, which means when you get done, you want to restore with probiotics and prebiotics, okay? All right, next thing we're doing, everyone's washing their hands. We're washing it for 20 seconds, right? And their hands are beginning to dry out. I'm gonna give you a couple of tools here. And again, you can get this through the wholesale account that I mentioned earlier. So antibacterial cleansing gel. When this product came out years ago, my kids were in a science project, and they actually did a study on body cleansing gel against the other ones out on the market. And this thing actually worked superior to the Purells and so forth. So, and it's got cold pressed aloe vera in it, so your hands aren't going to get dried out. Another tool is their hand lotion. It's not greasy. It helps heal. And also a product called Enhancer works very well. It's got cold pressed aloe, and that thing heals very well. So if you've been washing your hands a ton, they're really dried out, starting to get cracked, you want to get Enhancer or the hand lotion as well. Okay, let's talk about the autonomic nervous system. So what is this thing? It's kind of like, you know, in your car, the cars, they got all these big electrical systems today. They got all these computers in them. So our body's kind of like that. And the autonomic nervous system basically runs your internal, about 95+% of your internal being, maybe higher. Okay, so it's running the heart, it's running the brain, it's running the kidneys, it's running the liver, it's running all these things, and you don't even think about it, right? So if you are thinking negative thoughts, negative chemistry is being created, and you're changing the way your autonomic nervous system runs. So you got your parasympathetic and your sympathetic nervous system as well. And if you get both of, if you're getting this high beta brainwave state and you're really freaking out, it's kind of like you're trying to have the pedal to the metal and the brake on at the same time. Something's got to give, okay? So it's really, really important to de-stress. I'm going to talk about some tools to do that. There's a lot more than what I'm going to share with you tonight. We teach them on our healing retreat. We teach a lot of stuff on our healing retreat, guys, to help us. But some of the tools, one of the tools that we use is this thing. Now, what's really interesting about this tool, this is called the OnDemand. Made in Germany. It's been around for 25+ years, maybe 30 years. It's been quite a while. So it's a pulse frequency machine. So what is frequency? Our whole body is frequency. We're one big electrical grid. And Basically, think about the electrical grid is that if the electrical grid gets broken by, say, a tree falling over the power line, someone's got to come out and remove the tree and stick the power back together. In our bodies, it's kind of the same way, okay? There's several different ways to do that. This is a way that we use to do that. So what's great about this machine is we can literally go through and test and see where your blockages are, and then we can apply that energy that allows your body to heal on its own. So it's very powerful in killing parasites and yeast functions. It helps heal tissues and bones. It really speeds up that healing process. So in your body, you have 8 energy centers. And these energy centers can get in disalignment. And much like the tires on your car, if your front wheels are out of alignment with the back, you're going to eventually have tires that are worn bad, and you got to replace all your tires. Well, it's kind of the same thing in the body. If you're got this autonomic nervous system all messed up because you've got so much stress and so much worry right now, you're going to have problems. And most of us have created that already, and we're kind of getting by. I'm going to tell you, the total wellness product that we do with our healing retreat restores quickly and easily. So it's really important to understand that some of these tools can, what's really interesting is that I got sick, actually. I don't usually get sick. I haven't been sick in a long, long, long time. But about a month and a half ago, I got sick. I got pretty doggone sick for 2 weeks. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to test on the Omnibed, see what's going on here. And so I bring up the frequencies that I test for, and I put them in, and I treat myself. About a week and a half later, OnDemand was getting questions about the coronavirus. And they sent out to all the practitioners the list of frequencies that would help reboot the autonomic nervous system and restore it to balance. And of course, what was very interesting is I'd already tested for those same frequencies and already done it. But anyway, it was interesting what they suggested is what I'd already tested and applied to my body. Very interesting. Negative thinking. Okay, here's what the main reason I want to come and talk to you tonight is there's so much fear. Look at some of you out there are so set up in fear. It's just sad. And you're going to need to shut off the media. You're going to have to stop looking at the paper. You've got to internally change your state of being now. Or if you do get infected, your chances of survival are not as great as someone like me who has a higher internal confidence, if you will. So I'm going to show you a couple little tools here in a moment on how we do that. So we wanted to definitely change the production of chemicals within. I don't know what the K there stands for. So here, let's just take a moment. Let's think about some of these things we're thinking. So where do we stuff all this, right? Grief, anxiety, shame, panic, depression. All these things are going on. We're thinking all these thoughts. We need to change it to happiness. So guys, here is why. Here's why you want to do this. Your body's about 75, 80% water. So Dr. Masaru Emoto, and you can Google this on the YouTube, you can find a lot of these pictures. About 20 some years ago, he says, he figured out how to freeze water crystals. And so he said, what if we put a prayer or intention over water? What will happen to water when we put these words towards it? So he first decided to take some polluted water, and they did a prayer over this water. And they put an elevated emotion in their bodies and put this intention as prayer. And they cleaned up the water. Then they said, well, what if I take and just put other words? So here is the word evil. This is how the cell looks. This is a frozen piece of water. This is the word evil on the water. Okay? You disgust me. Look how that looks. Now, what if we take the highest vibration word, love? Check this out. Check this out, guys. This is amazing. He took the word Mother Teresa. He took the word happy, gratitude, I love you, thankfulness, all these words, and they came out with similar pristine looking crystals. So amazing. So do you want to have your cells looking like this? Do you want to be, when you are upset, when you're ticked off at someone, that energy is going through your body. When you're in fear, your fear of getting the corona, your fear of war, your fear of losing your job, you are vibrating at a so much lower level, and you've got to change that. If you want to attract new things into your world, and especially keep your immune system up, you need to be simply thinking love, joy, happiness, gratitude. Heart Math. Heart Math is a company that's been around since 1990-ish, 91, 92, somewhere in there, 80s. Heart Math is actually got a device or a gizmo, and they can we actually have it here at Living Waters. One of the tools we use on the retreat. We show you where your heart coherence is. So your heart has about 40,000 of these special cells, and the heart sends more messages to your brain than your brain to your heart. So for those of you who've been thinking positive thoughts but nothing's changing, the reason is because you think the thought, but you're still having the emotional reaction within that is not in alignment. We have to get in alignment. So let's just take a moment. I want you to practice this with me. We're going to tilt this down here. We're going to put your hand right here in your heart. Okay, I want you to feel that. I want you to breathe in and then relax. Okay, I want you to do that 5 times. And I want you to think of an elevated emotion. I want you to elevate that emotion and feel it from the top of your head to the bottom of your toes. It may be the word love. Maybe you can put the picture in your mind's eye of love you have for something or someone, some idea. Maybe you can see the love for your spouse, the love for a new baby, maybe the joy and happiness. Maybe see yourself on the walking out in nature. You're feeling great. The sun's beaming on your face. You're thankful that the sun is there, that you're feeling so good. You're with friends. I want you to take that and really lock on to that elevated emotion. I want you to stick it right here in your heart center. And I want you to express that emotion through your heart. So breathe in. And just relax. Breathe in. Maybe put an image of, a babbling brook, or you're at the ocean. Whatever, comes up for you that you can see and feel. And just feel that through your head. Feel that down through your heart, through your lungs. Take and literally start out with seeing just one cell with this image of where you're at, right? You're walking on the beach, you're walking in nature. Feel that. And I want you to drop it like rain all the way down from your head, down through your shoulders, down through your body, down all the way through your gut, through all your intestinal tract. Give love to your intestinal tract. It does so much for you. It's digesting, it's moving out things that is utilized and moving out the old and bringing in the new. It's working really hard for you. Love up your gut, all the way down through your bowels, to your lower organs, down through your legs, down through your toes, and just feel that relaxation. And you'll do that. And if you start practicing just for a few minutes each day, maybe you work up to 5 minutes. I'm now doing this for a little over an hour a day. I can tell you over the last 2 years, based upon this monitoring device that I hook up and watch, I have significantly changed the internal chemistry of my body. So this is one important tool. So if you start feeling angst, if you're worried that, oh my God, I got to get to the grocery store because I'm going to run out of toilet paper. What happens if they don't call me back to work? I want you to take a moment and I want you just to do this technique. And I want you to first say the words, cancel, cancel, cancel. Because throughout the day, these thoughts, you're going to read something on the Facebook feed, in your Instagram, you're going to freak out. And you're going to say, oh my gosh, I want you to go cancel, cancel, cancel. And I want you to change the thought. What's the new thought going to be? Take a moment, Put that into your mind's eye. I want you to breathe in and out and do this for a few minutes, right? This is what we call heart coherence. And it's really important to really change that chemicals through your body. Okay, this is really, really one of the most important things you can do. It really is. It's huge. So again, I hope this helps you out. So I'm going to now talk about a little bit more about the physical stuff, but this is really, really important, guys. Right now, there's way too much fear. I see it in Facebook posts. People are like, oh my God, the government's not doing enough for me. You know what? We only have control of what we have control of. We only have control of us, our beings, our internal being, and you can change it. I'm going to give you a couple of stories. There was a guy that learned this process. So he decided to go away for years. He got really serious about it. He went away for 5 years. And he meditated every day. And he completely changed his internal being. And in fact, the Bible speaks of this. So if you're a Christian or whatever religion you are, and you're, talking about this, Jesus talked about this. So it's really important to understand that we're made in God's image, right? If you believe that, then, oh my gosh, shouldn't we have the ability to change the internal chemistry of our body? Quite a thought, huh? So think about that. So this guy went away. So he meditates. He does his thing. He comes back and he becomes a healer. And basically what he did is he just saw love in everything and everybody. So I got to ask you, what thoughts are you projecting? Are you pissed at Trump? Guess what's reflecting back to you? This is a mirror, guys. Whatever, Trump he doesn't know. You're not going to change him. You're not going to change Nancy Pelosi. You're not going to change any of those guys. They are what they are. You can only change you. You only have you to take care of, right? And you can change it with your internal being like that because you control you. No one else will. Your spouse doesn't. Your kids don't. Your grandmother doesn't. Your aunt doesn't. I don't care what those people are doing in your world. They have no effect on you unless you allow them to affect you. They have no effect. So you need to let that go. So many times people come in here and they're sick, and the first thing I do, well, if so-and-so changed, then I would be better. They're not going to change. If my husband changed, I would be better. It's his fault. No, he's not going to change. How long have you been married? 35 years. Yeah. You think he's going to change tomorrow? No. And I can't change him. You haven't changed him. And it's not going to change. Who are you going to change? You got to change you. You got to change your reaction to what you're receiving. Wait, back to the guy. So he meditates. He comes out. He sees everything as love. And he starts healing people. Left and right. So they did a test, and they took 3 bullets, and they made sure that the test was legit. They made sure this guy that was doing it, he checked the bullets. He put the powder in them. He put them together, and they fired 3 bullets at his chest, and he flattened them because he vibrated so high. Look, we all have this ability. So it's really important to understand that the higher our vibration, and you've been around people like this. You've been around really negative people, and you felt their vibration not good. You may have been in a room where everyone was mad and angry and didn't feel good, right? Or maybe you listen to people screaming on the TV. Doesn't feel good. Let you go to some place where everyone's happy. They're singing hallelujah, whatever. It feels good. The vibration, it's energy. Dr. Joe Dispenza, best book you can ever get, guys. He's written 4 of them, but Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself is where I'd start. He's proven this now over and over and over. His story. He was in a bicycle triathlon. He was on a bicycle, got hit by a truck, wham, exploded his back, broke it all the way through. Doctor says, we're going to have to do surgery. You're going to have rods put in. We'll do multiple surgeries. We got to get started right away. He goes, hold on. I got to think about this. And so he posed the question, well, if there's a higher source, why can't we change this? So he said to the docs, and by the way, he was already trained as a chiropractor. He says, look, I understand what you guys are saying, but I believe I can heal this. So he went home, and that's all he did. He focused every day, all day long, on healing himself. He visualized. He felt it. He felt the elevated emotion. In 6 months, he was totally well. No rods, no pain. He's fine today, and now he's teaching others around the world. So a great book to go read, pick up on it, get his tools. So I want to talk about 4 natural laws. Four natural laws of healing. Okay, so we know that most people know we got to detoxify the body. So there's four natural laws to repair the cells. You have 50 trillion cells. At the end of the day, it's all about those cells. So in order to get nutrition to your cells, we got to clean the small intestine. We got to clean the colon. We got to clean the blood. That's the last pathway. And by the way, I go into a lot more detail on this on our webinar called Healing the Incurable. So go check that out. And then we got to feed the body perfect nutrients. So think about this. What happens to us? We start like a baby. And what happens as we get older? What happens is we get toxic. This is a very toxic person. It's like when we start out with a brand new house, and over the years we put stuff in it. And next thing you know, we got so much garbage, it's just blowing out of the house. Furthermore, we got people spraying pesticides, they're spraying the crops. We got fluoride in our water. But we got to fix these cells, guys. We got to fix the cells. And we got to do that. We got to heal the gut. So it's really, really important to understand how important it is to heal this gut. You have the surface area the size of a tennis court, 36 feet of intestinal tract, or 30 feet plus. So let's talk about bowel movements. It's the first thing we talk about when we come in here. If your bowel movements like type 1, type 2, type 4, 5, 6, 7, not good. Not good. Especially these down here, 5, 6, and 7. They're watery. If they're, they're not coming out formed, like it's here, type 3, like a sausage, slight cracks. If you're like rabbit, and that means you're super constipated, look it, it's really important. You've got to begin with the bowels first. You've got to begin with the bowels. A constipated body cannot heal. I'm going to tell you a story about Dr. Bernard Jensen in a moment to prove this point, and some of our clients as well. So think of getting this nutrition into the bloodstream. So the villi is what does that. So those of you who have been diagnosed with leaky gut or fibromyalgia or lupus, basically what's happened is you've got inflammation caused by a leaky gut. So in your gut, you have what I call the shag carpet that absorbs vitamins and nutrients into the body, right? So that's what this villi does. So when you're eating bread, why people are going after bread right now and sugar is like the two worst things you can eat, blows my mind. So you have that sticky matter and the gluten and the chemicals from the processed foods. So if you're eating foods that have been sprayed with chemicals, if they're not organic, you've got a lot of pesticides in your body. And now that mats down that carpet, and now it becomes more like a tile floor. Well, how much do you absorb through a tile floor? Nothing. Okay, so you're not getting nutrition there, or worse yet, you get some junctures that open up really big. So here's the villi, and then you get a juncture like this called leaky gut. So food particles drop in here. And now your body has an immune response, and now you get the diagnosis of lupus or fibromyalgia or whatever. The bottom line is you got to heal the gut. Okay, so we need to basically use colon hydrotherapy to clean the gut. So understand, your gut is your second brain. All right, every organ in your body, your heart, your spleen, your kidney, your eyes, your ears, your arm, your shoulder, your neck, your kidneys, your bladder, your uterus, everything connects to the gut. There's a wire or a nerve, and there's more neurons in your gut than your spinal column. So here you're seeing the connections on the left side. Here you're seeing the brain connections. 90% of your serotonin gets made here. That's the stuff that makes you happy. So if you're having brain fog, headaches, bipolar issues, if you've got depression, irritability, anxiety, transverse colon, guys, transverse colon. If you've had your gallbladder out, or you got gallbladder issues, the gallbladder connection's right down here. Small intestine dumps mostly liquid. This is all liquid that comes out here, and that's going to go against gravity up on your right side and then across. Okay, so it's mostly liquid. This is where the parasites hang out. Really important to understand this. And what happens is you can build up so much gunk in there, you get this colon that goes from being 3 inches in diameter to as big as 16 inches. I mean, that's a lot of old junk in there, guys. There's only one way to get it out. Here's another example. The sigmoid colon is toxic and enlarged. Here's what we call a spastic colon. So if you're having pain in your gut, and right now, I bet a lot of you are, because you're taking that angst, that fear, and you're putting it in, your gut picks up on it immediately, and now you've got an issue. The average person, every cleanse we go through, people talk about the weight they lost. They didn't lose fat, they lost poop, because the average person's packing 15 pounds of old poop. And what happens if you're eating the breads and the glutens and all these things, think about how this food gets baked on, much like a lasagna pan. We got to clean that lasagna pan. How do you start it? Well, you soak it in water. Well, in colon hydrotherapy, we soak your colon in water. Here's what the colon can look like. This is not good, but yet this is pretty much everybody that's watching this. We want to get it looking healthy again, guys. In the webinar, Dr. Kanina Holmes comes on and she talks about this in detail. So we need to make sure everything's connected, and we do that with hydrotherapy. That's the power. So we get these neurons firing and wiring again. And if you've got a dirty colon, guess what else is dirty? Your liver. You got toxic liver. So those of you who experience hormonal issues, your thyroid's not working right, those are symptoms of a dirty liver, which is a symptom of a toxic colon. So where do we begin? We begin at the foundation of the body. We begin in the gut. Okay? If the bowels are toxic, the kidneys become toxic as well. And as I mentioned earlier, how are we going to clean this out? Well, we start with colon hydrotherapy. Kidney stones are just a reflection of toxins you've been basically in your body for years. So when the bowel is clean, the blood that flows in and out to the organs, tissues, and cells will be clean. When the bowel is dirty and toxic, the blood will transport toxins from it to all parts of the body. So that means your lymphatic system, which we'll talk about here in a moment, because you have 45 pints of lymphatic fluid. So if you've had a friend or a buddy, or maybe you have had some lymph nodes diagnosed as cancerous, maybe you had some of those taken out, or if you had your breasts and you had them whacked off, the reason why is because your lymphatic system was dirty. It did its job until pretty soon it couldn't do its job. How do we get lymphatic system moving? We're going to talk about how we use vibration technology. Running, moving helps move lymphatic fluid, but most of us don't do that. Most of us are sitting at a desk job these days. We're not moving enough. So the lymphatic system is basically picking up this fluid from around the capillaries of your blood system. So basically it's like kind of like a sponge, but there's no pump for this thing. Think of this, 45 pints of this compared to 10 pints of blood. Blood has a pump, the heart. So if we have dirty bowels, that stuff's seeping out, and the blood's getting the blood dirty, then the blood's, seeping out stuff in the lymphatic system, and where's it dump it all back into? The blood system again. And then now you've got the poor old liver's trying to deal with it, and that's why some people are diagnosed with what they call a fatty liver. The next big thing that's really brings your immune system down is parasites, guys. Parasites are amazing creatures. We all have them. Look, if you don't think you do, you're living in a utopian world that does not exist. Here's how you get them. If you've been in a public restroom, you probably have parasites. Shook someone's hand, you can get them there. You eat organic food, you can even get parasites. They're really tiny when they start. Eat sushi, guaranteed. Pork, you're guaranteed to have parasites. Do you have pets, cats, dogs, horses? Yep, you got parasites. This is what they look like when they come out of your bowels. And this is in our viewing tube there at the office. You see these here? That's parasites, guys. Parasites. This is real stuff. This gal spent $72,000 trying to get rid of her parasites, taking tons of supplements for over 4 years. She came through our cleanse, spent 15 days with us, did 2 back-to-back liver cleanses. These things came out on the 15th day. She was so happy. So how do we get these out? We use colon hydrotherapy. Colon hydrotherapy is your best friend. It's the cheapest, most inexpensive, highest return on your investment for getting your health back. This is what we call a Libby open system bed. They're very comfortable. You're going to have about 10 to 30 bowel movements per session or more. And it's really easy. You're covered up. You're private. You're in your own room. No one's going to see your parts. You're going to get off and you're like, oh man, I wish I would have did this sooner, because you're going to feel more relaxed. You're going to feel more refreshed. It's basically like it's a shower on the inside. That's the way I can put it. I had a guy come in today for the first time. I said, how do you feel? He says, well, it was interesting, but wow, I do feel different. So first day, I always tell people, first day, you get used to it. Second day, it's like going to the carnival, you know what to expect. So here's why it's important to do this, though, for all the reasons we mentioned earlier. Dr. Bernard Jensen, this guy was a pioneer, wrote over 50 books. In the 50 years I spent helping people to overcome illness, disability, and dis-ease, became crystal clear that poor bowel management lay at the root of most people's health problems. In treating over 300,000 patients, it is the bowel that invariably has to be cared for first before any effectual healing can take place. Knowing the ways of keeping the bowel healthy and in good shape is the best way I know to keep away the grip of disease and sickness. Harvey Kellogg, another person, he was a gastroenterologist. And finally, after doing 20,000 surgeries, he says, you know what? I've never seen a single normal colon. So he says, you know what? I'm going to put it together a sanitarium. I'm going to have people come in here. I'm going to teach them what to eat. We're going to clean out their colon, and we're going to see the changes. He treated over 40,000 people, and all but a few of them avoided surgery. So you go from 20,000 surgeries to just a handful, makes a big difference. So back to Bernard Jensen. By the way, on my website, I just interviewed his daughter-in-law. You got to hear this story. So Dr. Bernard Jensen at 88 gets prostate cancer. And the doc says, well, you know, you're too old for chemo. That's probably the right way to go. And so, you know, not a lot we can do. He said, no problem. I think I got this handled. So he goes away and he does his own cleansing process. And with colon hydrotherapy, which is what he was treating in his heyday when he was going full steam, he had 160 people a day on his ranch in California. Pretty amazing. So he does that. He heals his prostate cancer. But all of a sudden, boom, within the 6 months, he gets hit from behind in a car he was riding in, and he gets paralyzed from the waist down. Eventually, he gets down to 88 pounds. And the doctor says, you know, it would be one lucky boy to come back from this. So he says, you know what? I guess I'm one lucky boy. So he goes away. In fact, he goes to North Idaho because he needed to get away from everybody and just focus on himself. He hired a coach, his friend, Mike. Mike came and basically coached him through Jensen's own process. So rule number one, everyone needs a coach. So he coached him through basically deep tissue cleansing, lots of colon hydrotherapy, lots of nutrition, bone broths, supplements, etc. And he eventually recovered. Within 6 months, he was walking with a walker, then with a cane. Within a year, he was fully healed. He went back on the road at 88, and he started teaching again, and he lived to be 93. And Dr. Ellen Tart Jensen says, David, I think he would live easy to 100, but the guy was just a workaholic. He just never slept. He was writing books. And the last book he wrote was all about what we talked about earlier. It's about changing the emotional state of your body. He wrote all these books on nutrition. And he finally says, you know what? It's about, and he talked about this early in his life too, but the last book was really about the emotions. So it's really important to address those, especially in these times, for all the reasons we mentioned earlier in this broadcast. Okay, moving lymphatic. We use this whole body vibration machine, and you can get these and put them in your home. We have they range anywhere from $339 to $2,000. But guys, it builds bone, builds tissue. Have a whole nother. If you go into healingtheincurables.com, you'll eventually get an email about this. If you want to know more, you can call the office. But I can just tell you, I get mine every day. It's fantastic. You feel better. Great way to move lymphatic fluid for all the reasons I mentioned earlier. So healingtheincurables.com is the site you want to go to learn more about our process on our healing retreat. But look, at right now we're in this process where I mentioned earlier, you got to change you got to let go of the fear, guys. The fear will kill you faster than the virus, really will. As for all the reasons we mentioned earlier in this broadcast. So it's been about an hour. I wanted to keep it to about an hour. We got lots and lots of miracles we've had throughout the years here at the Healing Retreat at Living Waters. We do one retreat a month. So if you're interested in knowing more about that, just go watch the main webinar, healingtheincurables.com. Check that out. Because I require it. You don't come through our cleanse unless you've watched it all, and then you have to fill out an intake form, and then I interview you and just make sure you're the right person for the retreat. Because sometimes there's people that, are not ready to be healed. And so we just can't, we only take a few people, usually about 6 to maybe 8, sometimes as many as 10, just depends on who's getting on the retreat. So we don't have a lot of spots, a lot of seats. So you definitely want to fill it out and then say, yeah, I'm interested. And we'll have a chit chat. No matter where you're at in the world, just call me call the office, and we'll have set up a chit chat with you. But we've had so many miracles throughout the years, and we approach it from a whole body standpoint: the mental, the physical, the emotional, and the spiritual. So it's really important to do all those. Do practice that heart coherence I taught you earlier. That's really, really, really a powerful tool, especially in these times. Again, the products, I'll put a link in here. I've already, you'll get those products for wholesale. If not, just call the office and ask the office, hey, where's that link? And because you definitely want to be on that red reishi, crack spore reishi. You want to be on the extra vitamin C. You want to be on the tea green. You want to be on a good quality vitamin supplement. We like Life Pack. And those are things that can, physically boost your immune system, So anyway, I hope this all helps you out. If it does, fantastic. Again, we'll post this up on the Facebook page, Living Waters Wellness, just so you can go and learn more. But I gotta tell you, it's been so fun over the years seeing people. This gal right here, that's the cute. Oh, this cutie here. So she came to us, work for us part-time. This is an amazing story. And she had brain fog, really, really bad. School was not her friend because she had brain fog. Happy gal, though. I just love Mackenzie. Anyway, so she got selected to go at her church on a mission. And one of the things that missionaries are required to do, they got to speak a lot. And that's one thing she was afraid to do. And she had to speak in front of her church before she went. So she's really nervous about this because she'd always avoided that in her church. So she got sent away. She was going to go to Boston. And I told my wife, oh, guys, this gal needs to do a 10-day cleanse before she goes. I don't want her going because I know her immune system's compromised. So we gave her a 10-day process. So she goes through the cleanse. On day 8, she had to speak at her church. She comes in after day 8, and she comes in, she's smiling and beaming. I said, hey, how'd it go? She goes, wow, it went amazing. Everyone was like so surprised at what I said and how I said it. And they were saying, why haven't you spoken before? And I was just totally shocked. And they go, you know why? I go, why? She says, for the first time in my life, I can think. That's amazing, right? She cleared the brain fog. We had somebody this week on the healing retreat, and same thing. Her on right before the cleanse, she got shingles and Bell's palsy. Her face was literally tilted. 5 days into it, the face is normal. The shingles, the pain's gone. Brain fog was gone, completely lifted. Absolutely amazing. Anyway, we got hundreds of these stories. I'm not going to keep any longer. It's 8:14, so I want to keep this to an hour tonight. We got a lot of these guys on our YouTube channel, also on the under video section on Living Waters Wellness. You can check them out. There's several hundred of these videos of people telling their stories. You name what people always ask me, what about this? I go, you know what? We can't make any claims here. We're not, we're just saying if we get the body cleansed out, detox, you're going to boost your immune system significantly and your body's going to take care of you. It really will. Your body has the ability to take care of any virus, bacteria, anything, as long as you do the proper things. Cleansing it first is one of the biggest things you can do. Hey, I'm David DeHaas from Living Waters. It's been great tonight to have you on. Do wish you the best. If you've got any questions, feel free to call the office, 208-378-9911. Our website, livingwaterscleanse.com. That link I told you about, let me see if I can find it real quick. So you can get the freebie or get your wholesale account. Where's it at? It should be right before this one. Not there. Where'd it go? Here we go. dehaas.mynewskin.com. DEHAAS.mynewskin.com. You can go there, get these products wholesale. Do it. Boost your immune system. Do eat organic. You guys make a blessed evening. David DeHaas from Living Waters, where miracles begin by healing from within.